Hello and welcome to part 2 of the course Finding a House in Korea. And today we will dive deeper into rent and Jeonse and see the differences between the two. Let's start with the monthly rent. It will usually be between a year to 2 years contract, and the contract should be under one name. So if you are a couple who are renting or if you're a family who's renting, the contract will only be under one person, one name. Separately from your monthly rent, you will also have deposit, and the deposit is usually around a year's worth of the monthly rent, and it is refundable deposit, so it is only to cover your landlord in case of a problem in the house or if you're not paying the rent or those kind of situations. You will also pay separately your management fees. When you're renting, you will have some management fees. It can include different things. Sometimes it only includes kind of the management of the building or apartment that you are, but that is a monthly payment that we need to do. After we finish our yearly rent, when we're leaving, we need to make sure we're getting our deposit back. Also, if we're leaving early in the middle of the contract, there might be some fees to pay. If we did it through the agency, we pay those fees to the agency. And that's basically the monthly rent. Moving on to Jeonse. Jeonse system is unique to Korea and it's quite popular. However, these days, this practice is decreasing. Basically, what it means, we are paying a big amount out of the house value as a refundable deposit, similar to the rent, at once. So we're paying all this money at once. However, since we paid a quite large amount of money, we are not paying the monthly rent. And now you can understand why this system is quite popular. It actually is saving you the monthly rent. So all the money that you invested in the deposit will come back to you when you finish the rent. And in the meanwhile, you're not paying monthly fees for rent. So it can actually save a lot of money, and this is why it's a very popular system in Korea. We do have to pay, however, the monthly management fees. And again, the fees are changing based on different factors. We also have what we call half Jeonse, 반 Jeonse, which is kind of a mix between rent and Jeonse. So in that case, we will have a big deposit, bigger than the rent deposit, but not as big as the Jeonse deposit, so right in the middle. And we will also pay some rent fees, but those monthly rent fees will be much lower than the usual rent fees. Now, as we mentioned, this practice is slowly disappearing, and that is related to a lot of factors. Some of the reasons are high prices of the house, but also because of low interest rate. So when the interest rates were high, basically what the house owners would do is take all this sum that we give them and put it in a bank, in a saving account or something similar, and could get high return for that money. So they could also profit from this Jeonse. As interest rate goes lower, their profit is lower. And this is one of the reasons that this practice is disappearing. With that, we finish part 2. And in part 3, we will look into buying a house. I will see you in part 3.